Zachary, 42-36. It really wasn't that
It
close.
wasn't.
TCU wins over Baylor in a game that, as we sit here right now, what is it about 7, 8 hours after we got here? Or
Seriously.
yeah.
It's 7 p.m. right now. What time do we get here?
Oh gosh, we got here a few hours before the
Oh my
game.
goodness.
So yeah. Yes, it's been a long day. But man, just another game that I would say Baylor's offense didn't show up, Baylor's defense didn't show up. I mean, just ugly.
I mean, it was, I think you said it before coming into this game. Rivalry games, this game is always weird.
Yes.
You're going to see weird stuff. So we had what? Three separate weather delays. We had big plays. We had turnovers. We had a fumble recovery. We had, I mean, this game had a little bit of everything. And I think from a Baylor perspective, again, it wasn't good. The defense was giving up big plays, giving up big runs. Sawyer Robertson looked uncharacteristically
Yeah, he had a
off.
bad game.
He was
Bad
missing
game.
throws. He was, Michael Trib was dropping a lot, so he did have some drops. It wasn't all his fault,
True.
but yeah, Baylor was just kind of off, and
Hmm.
they could never. When they found some rhythm, I mean, TCU would come right back and hit them with a big play or something. So it was just not a good game from Baylor, and yet they were in it with to win it with 30
It
seconds
had
left.
no business being in it.
Shockingly,
But yeah, I mean, again, yes, weird stuff happens in Fort Worth and in Waco when these teams get together. Uh, we had three delays, and I would say two of them were under sunny skies. I asked Dave about that after the game and got really the only smile that we got out of him. Dave's not a big smiler anyway, but I said, "That's weird, right?" And he goes, "It's a little weird."
it's a little weird.
That was such a big smile. Um, but obviously the team's not smiling right
Right,
now.
right.
They're in a tough spot. Still got 5 games to play, and with this team, you never know. But um, man, eh, they took a big, big step backwards offensively today.
And it was, I mean, and that's the one thing that you've been able to count on.
Mm.
Like we were kind of like waiting for the defense to show some teeth, and I'm not necessarily surprised that they gave up these big chunk plays, but the offense was just not good. The offensive line was not getting any push. Bryson-Washington did get banged up. Dave said he's day to day, and he's the way he runs, I think, is just uh, conducive to those kind of hits. And then Sawyer, Sawyer, rightfully before this game was getting some Heisman love, but I think that's dead and gone now.
For sure.
He had three interceptions. A couple of them were in garbage time, or all of them were in garbage time, really. But I don't know. It's hard to put your finger on it because it was just so uncharacteristic from him and uncharacteristic from this offense.
Yeah, I didn't think his receivers helped him out. Obviously, Dave didn't think that the running game
Right,
helped him out.
right.
And he's like, he mentioned the words one dimensional multiple times. They can't be one dimensional. And he's right, they can't be. I thought Michael Turner was okay. But yeah, they got no like next level
Right,
runs.
right.
Everything that they got was 5, 6, 7 yards at most.
Right. And I do also kind of put some of this on the coaching staff and Jake Spavital and some of the play calling. Like one of the plays that I think both of us were scratching our heads in the up here was a fourth down run where they kind of called a quarterback design quarterback run right up the middle, and Sawyer just kind of ran into a brick wall. Like it was dead from the start.
I
And it was on
asked
fourth down, and like, what are you doing?
I asked specifically about that play, and I had some Baylor friends texting me that that's when they tuned out of the game because they were like, "Well, like that." I understand fans are going to be frustrated when they see that kind of stuff, but uh, Dave was just like, "Yeah, it was an alignment that we had seen on film and thought we could exploit up the middle, and The phrasing he used was the D line pinched and there was nowhere to run. But man, I mean, I don't know. Maybe does Sawyer need to recognize that and audible? Does Sawyer have the ability to
Right.
audible? Like I guess that's a question we can ask. But um, really, really disappointing coming off a bye week
Right.
that this is the effort you get, and now they go to Cincinnati, and man, I don't know where this team goes from here.
I mean, it's homecoming for the Bearcats. They're playing really well. They do a lot of things that Baylor's defense has not been able to stop
Mm.
all year. Brendan Sorsby has been playing out of this world, and so I mean, it just the Big 12 is a gauntlet. It's just like, especially this second half of the season that we thought was going to be a little bit easier is turning out not to be easier. Houston's much better. Utah is still Utah. Like you said, they go to Cincinnati. So like it's a very it's questionable now to me whether or not this team gets to a bowl game. I certainly think they can. I would probably bet that they do, but that's certainly back in question.
Yeah, to get to a bowl game, they're going to need to go 2-3 the rest of the way. I think they do that at the very least. They ain't getting a 9-3.
Right, right.
So there's a lot of variables in play in between there. 7-5 maybe. But here's one thing I'll say about them going to Cincinnati next week. Even though in the Queen City they put chili on their spaghetti, it ain't gonna be weirder than it was today.
Oh,
And there's no freaking way it'll be any weirder than Fort Worth, Texas, with Baylor and TCU getting together. I suspect Baylor's offense will bounce back. To me, what Baylor is this, and it's not like this is any breaking news. um, they're a team that has to win in shootout fashion. And, maybe their defense gets one or two key stops along the way in that, but they're going to give up points. And normally they're going to score points. And even on a bad day, they scored 36 and made it interesting at the end. Right. So uh, I still think that, they'll get back to what they do on offense um, and probably be a 7-5, maybe an 8-4 team, maybe a 6-6 team. Who knows? Maybe a 5-7 team. I mean, we'll see. But if that happens, then we're having some different conversations.
I think we might already start having those, but again, that's for future podcasts.
Future podcasts. Yeah, I'm not quite at that level yet. They still have a winning record at this point,
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, Zach. This is how this season has gone so far. Loss, win, win, loss, win, win, loss. So
All right.
maybe they get 2 wins after this. So yeah, we'll see.
And here's one thing, something else I want to say about like dave-aranda and his, like, it's very clear that even when everybody's tuned out and like the players still play for him,
Mhm.
because I don't think like they were down after that second delay and TCU scores a touchdown on the first play after the delay. They're like out of it. They're down 3 possessions, and yet they almost came all the way back. And to me, that says the players are still bought in.
No, I think that's a completely fair point, and yeah, I think that he hasn't lost the team. They're still engaged, and as long as you got Sawyer and Keaton and Josh and those guys still engaged, you got a chance. You got a chance.
Right.
So don't lose hope yet, Baylor fans. They'll be at Cincinnati next week, then home for homecoming against UCF.
UCF.
Yeah.
And then who knows from there? Let's get through the next 2 weeks.
Yes, let's do that. All right. See ya.